stable on the
sufficient to be able to download. The biggest effect the influence that you might have on your stream is your upload speed, because that's where the main bottleneck happens. The other thing that you need to make sure is that you have a good hardware, that you have 8 gigs or more of RAM and a decent graphics card. So if you don't have a decent graphics card, or at least 6 to 8 or more gigs of RAM, and then your your upload speed is too low for what you're trying to broadcast out, then you could be having issues with like having drop frames or good quality being produced and stuff like that. So make sure that yours are already cleared out before we do the next big thing. So let's go ahead and look at that. So what I have in front of me is what my internet speed is. I don't have really fast internet. I don't do the 1080p at 30 frames per second. I can't afford it. I live in a country town. So I have kind of like the bare minute requirements, and my download speed is right here. And you can do this at speedtest.net, or one of my favorite ones is Speakeasy. And here's my upload. It's 5.77. It's really good right now. Now, don't trust that number. It could be a plus negative of that. So the secret to configuring your OBS to be able to solve your drop frames is this. Your max bitrate and buffer size is exactly, or more or less less than half of your upload speed. So I always like to pretend that my upload speed is at 5, because that gives me a little bit of a buffer for TeamSpeak or any other programs that are using my bandwidth in addition to my game. See if I can do it now. And in encoding, here's what I have. Here it is. If my up is at 5, then exactly half of that will be something like 2500, and your buffer should be, so that should be like 2500. Like I said, I do so much with Twitch. I have like maybe 10 programs running in the background besides my my OBS. I have my chat and a bunch of other things. And so I budget that into my stream, and not just the game. So I reduced the max bit rate to 2200 and the buffer to 22. If you do that, like I've been able to get anywhere less than 1% drop frames. It's never going to be completely perfect, but these days and age, I've been able to frame broadcast at 30 frames per second. And at 720p and get a decent quality experience for my users. So, if you have any questions, guys, I really